Hi fam, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking. This is Trana here. So in today's tutorial, we are going to be making this simple dress with a zipper at the front. So let's get straight to the tutorial. So to start with, I'll be using this African print of 2 yards. I also have a piece of chalk, a zipper for the front. I'll be using a longer one actually, a pair of scissors, measuring tape, and then a ruler. All right, let's get to the cutting part. So I've gone ahead to fold my fabric, and before I did, I divided my hip circumference, which happens to be my biggest measurement, by 4, and that is what I used to fold both the front and then the back panel of this dress. So I added allowance to it before I did the folding. So as you can see, I've added about 4 inches or 3 inches seam allowance to it. So that's the back panel under the front panel. So let's get straight to the vertical measurement. So I came down 8 inches for the chest line. Then I'll go down 10 inches for my bust line. I'll go down 16 inches for my waistline. And then I'll count 8 inches away from the waistline for my hip line. Then I'll mark the full length of the dress plus 2 inches for the hem folding, and yeah, so that's basically it for the vertical measurement. So I'll go ahead and then square the lines up. So guys, while at it, please, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button, like this video if you enjoy watching it, and please don't forget to click on the notification bell so anytime I upload a new video you'll be notified. And please do share this video as well and leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you. Alright, so that's the chest line that I'm deepening. So this is the chest line, the bust line, the waistline, the hip line, and the full length of the dress, including the hem allowance. Alright, so let's get to the horizontal measurements. So I divided my shoulder to shoulder measurements by 2, which is 7.5. I marked that on the shoulder line and that on the chest line as well. I'll go ahead and square it up as you can see me doing. Okay, now I'll get to the neck width. So I'll mark 3.5 for my neck width, and then the depth I'm going to make it 5.5 inches like this. Then I'm going to slant it to get a vertical neckline. So I just don't want it to be that straight like a V neckline, so I use the curved side of my ruler to shape it out like this. If you want a V neckline, just do that. All right, so I went down from the shoulder line 1 inch like this, and I'm going to slant it to meet the neckline like this. All right, so I will divide the measurement from the shoulder slope to that of the chest line by 2, and then I'm going to come in like this. I'm sorry, I came up from that half inch to get my armhole curve. So I want the armhole to be a bit deep, so I'll come out half inch like this and then connect the armhole curve as you can see me doing like this. All right, now for the back neckline, I'm going to mark it on the front panel. I'm going to go down 2 inches like this and give it a round neck shape like this. So that is it. It has the same neck width actually for the back panel as well. Now on my bust line, I'll go ahead and mark 1/4 of my bust circumference on the bust line. I'll mark 1/4 of my bust circumference on the bust line. Then I'm going to add 2 inches seam allowance to it. I'll add 2 inches seam allowance to the mark. Alright, I'll also mark 1/4 of my waist circumference and then add 2 inches for seam allowance. I'll do same for the hip. I'll mark 1/4 of my hip. I'll mark that and then I'll add 2 inches seam allowance. So the remainder was exactly 2 inches. That's why I left it like that. Now repeat the measurement on the hip line on the hem line as well. Okay, so that's basically it. So I'm going to connect the lines together, the seam allowance lines together, as you can see me doing. Okay, so that's it. Since the hip and then the hem lines, sorry, the hem measurements are exactly the fold of the fabric. Okay, so I went ahead to first of all cut the back neckline, then I took out the front panel and then also cut out the front neckline as well. I'll go ahead and then cut the remaining um, excesses from the main fabric as you can see me doing. The armhole is also out now like this. Okay, so this is the front panel um, and that right is the back panel as well. So right now I'm going to be piping the neckline. So I'm just going to get the pieces of the same fabric to fold it on a bias fold to get some pieces for the piping of the neckline. So let's do that. So I have the pieces available. So I'm going to be folding this on a bias fold as I said earlier to cut that out to get the so this is what I meant by bias fold like this. Then I'm going to cut out some piece about 1 inch length. So I'm measuring so about 1 inch gap like this to use that to get the piping. All right. So this is how it's going to look like. I folded it up like this on the right side. Actually, I folded it up like this. Okay. So this is what you're going to use to pipe the necklines. So I'm first of all going to be piping the back neckline. So on the right side of the fabric, I'm going to place the piece around the neckline and then join it with about 1 centimeter seam allowance. So after achieving that, I'm going to notch it all around the neckline as you can see me doing. Carefully do that to avoid cutting through the seam lines. Okay, so after achieving this, I'm going to fold down the bias like this. I'm going to fold it down as you can see me doing like this. I'll just give it a press quickly. I'll fold it down, then give it a press quickly. Then I'll take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. To stitch it down like so. Please, if you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, kindly hit the subscribe button. And please like this video, share this video, and please leave a comment if you enjoyed watching this tutorial. So as I said, I'm going to take this to the same machine and then stitch it down. So guys, this is how it turned out after piping the neckline as I said. So I'm going to do same for the front panel neckline as well. So let's go ahead and fold down our bias to pipe the neckline of the front panel. Alright, so this is how it's going to be. Where the folded part is, this is how it's going to be. I'm first of all going to stitch it down just as I did for the back piece. Alright, then I did that actually first of all on the right side. Go ahead and notch it as you can see me doing. Alright, so after the notching, I'm going to fold it back inside the neckline like this, and I'm going to give it a quick press as you can see me doing before I take it to the sewing machine to stitch it down. Now go ahead and take it to the sewing machine and then stitch it down. So guys, this is how it turned out after stitching it down. So I'll go ahead and fold up the front panel like this. I'll give it a quick press. Remember, we have a zipper at the front part, at the front panel of the dress. Okay, so after giving it a quick press, I'm going to slit it into two. I'm going to split it into two like this. All right, then I'm going to place it on the table like this, and then before I attach the zip, I'm going to be joining the shoulders of both the front and then the back panels like so. So this is it, with the right side of the front panels facing the right side of the back panel. I'm going to join the shoulders with half of an inch seam allowance like so. Let's do that and come back. Alright guys, so this is how it came out after joining the shoulders. So it's now time to pipe the armhole as well. So just as I did for the necklines, I'm going to use this bias pieces to pipe the armhole just as I've done, like this. All right. So guys, it's time to join the sides. It's time to join the sides. So as you remember the seam allowance we left, I'm just going to retake the measurement. So half of my bust circumference, then I'll place my finger on it and count the remainder. I had 4, so I'm going to mark 2 inches on both sides of it, just as the remainder we left for the dress when we were cutting. So I'll repeat the same seam allowance for the other as well. So mark your seam allowances on your bust line, on your waistline, on your hip line, and then repeat what is on your hip line on the hem of the dress. Okay. Now I went ahead to connect the seam allowance lines together as you can see me doing. Now as you are marking, make sure to curve the hip areas, the waist areas, not to make it sharp. All right. Okay, so like so. Using my curved side of the ruler, I just make sure not to make the waist and the hip lines pointy or edgy. So I went ahead to pin the sides down before I take it to the sewing machine to join the sides or the seam lines of the dress. Now after pinning, I'm going to take it to the sewing machine to join the seam lines, the side seam lines together. Okay, so this is how it came out after joining the sides of the dress. Now, if you want to attach pocket to the sides at this juncture, you can do it. So you can come down 16 inches and then the length of the pocket that you want. If you make it 6 or 5 inches, then you do that. Okay, so I'm not going to be attaching pocket to this dress actually. So I'm going to fold up the hem of the dress. I'm going to fold up the hem of the dress. So using the allowance that you left for the hem, I'm going to use that to hem the down part of the dress. So I first of all folded up half inch as you can see me ironing like this. I'll do that throughout the hem of the dress as you can see me doing. Then I'll go on to fold up the remaining of the allowance for the hem like this before I take it to sewing machine to stitch it down. Now take it to the same machine to join the hem of the dress. So guys, this is how it came out after joining the hem of the dress. So we are now left with the zipper at the front part of the dress. So I'm going to first of all fold down, or you can actually knit this side if you want, or you have your knitting machine available. So I don't have that available now, and I want this quick, so I just folded down um sorry, I just folded down 1 centimeter like this, and then I'm going to do same for the other side of the front panel as well. I'll fold the center piece like this, 1 centimeter like this. I'll fold it down and press iron it like this. Press it down like this. All right. Then make sure you have your long zipper available. Make sure you have your long zip available, the zipper you're going to be using for the front panel. Okay, so measuring the length of that, use your long zipper. So I actually couldn't get zipper around, so I had to use my back zipper to do this. To be at the safer side, kindly get yourself the normal zipper. Just make sure you get the exact length for the front part of the dress. So this brings us to the end of this tutorial. Thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more tutorials. Subscribe, like, share, leave a comment. See you on my next tutorial. Bye.